podcast. Thank you for all the day ones, all the new subscribers, all the likes, all the comments. Man, thank you so much. It's greatly and genuinely appreciated. How's everybody out there doing this Sunday morning? Just up early. It's not really early. Woke up kind of late. Decided to see what videos have been published on YouTube. Am I the only one that wakes up every day, man, just to see what's new on YouTube, on the channels you watch? I was watching this one, man. Shout out to Chicano Tube. Shout out to Chemo's Flicks. As you can see from the thumbnail, the top 5 degenerate, despicable grifters on YouTube in the Prison Genre channel. Right? We're going to be talking about the top 5. I got top 4 right now. We're at top 4. What's going on, Alfredo? How you doing, bro? We're going to do the top 5 most degenerate despicables, and we're going all across the states. We're going from California to Detroit and up to Boston or Florida. All right, on these despicable, degenerate prison genre content creators. Right now, there's a handful of these degenerates. And we're gonna do a couple of reaction on a couple of videos, right? Once again, man, shout out to Chicano Tube and shout out to Chemo's Flicks. We're gonna do reacting. This is one of the degenerates, right? That's on the prison genre. This is one of them, right? He got a buddy sidekick, and then we're gonna go to Detroit, and then we're gonna talk about Boston. Right? These characters portrayed as somebody as they're not. And shout out to Byron Blake too, man, for putting the pressure on Boston. All right. And as you can see, they all have one thing in common. They're all racist. Right? They're all racist. All these degenerates, grifters, despicable characters all have similarities. Right? They all have similarities. Let's listen to what this latest degenerate from California, let's listen to his shenanigans, his recent shenanigans. And then we're gonna go and we're gonna compare it to the shenanigans from the guy from Detroit. And the similarities on the deviancy, the degenerate behavior, despicable, I'm not as educated as a lot of these are, like Chicano Tube, man. Chicano Tube, man, you can tell he's an educated man, right? He tears them apart without even using a cuss word. No bad vocabulary, professional vocabulary, and he gets the message through. So let's listen to some of these grifters.
Will accept you, open the gates, let tier security on the tier, let you on the yard with yard gate security. So shout out to Chemo's Flicks, my respect over to you, hermano, one more time. And again, don't get it twisted. If you're new to YouTube, yada, anyone can get. I could be Omar in the helicopter. Yeah, he's still a chingada. And it's happened a couple times, but it is what it is, man. It is what it is, all right? So here we go. So this recently came to light with some text messages. Again, these are some distasteful, disgraceful text messages that show character and you really can't come back from. I'm gonna go ahead and play it, but again, I'll leave the audio off. The audio on, it has a song in the background, again, might be copyrighted, but all he's doing is spilling lies, bro. he's saying something that, first of all, I do want to say this as well. Triple OG, which is the founder, the creator of the YouTube Yarda, which I believe he's retired, but you never know, he could pop back in. I see Kimo post something, pop up, homie. You never know, because right now is the time of all times to pop back in. But you know what it takes, Kimo? It takes time, to be able to step on motherfuckers' necks and helmet. It takes time, and that's something that I believe my brother Triple OG just decided to allocate in other directions, which is very, very respectful, right? Keep it advancing, keep it moving, life is short, smell the roses, hug on your loved ones, make memories. I get it, man. So anyway, Triple OG
How you doing, Sweet Soup?
And this was the first character that he went in on, calling him a liar, which now it's been proven without a shadow of a doubt he's a habitual liar. He will just lie out the side of his neck. I'm not gonna play the audio because it talks about him. It's showing him talking about another YouTuber. Shout out to L. What I was gonna say is Triple OG. I respect him. There was one thing that I was never in agreement on, and it's not, to throw a jab. It's not to start any beefs or guerras or spite. None of that stuff. I was never in agreement when Triple OG started going in on people's spouses.
Old Spice Gym and Super Hydration Body Wash with 24-hour optimization and vitamin A.
Picture this, a phone with a pro camera that uses AI to help you take photos like a pro.
Ultimate Replenisher. Everybody's favorite everyday electrolytes. Now at Target.
Statistically, fun is undefeated from porch lights to stadium lights to playing deer, dove, or quarterbacks. You don't have to wait for the final score because fun can't lose.
As you can see,
It's here.
there's a lot of degenerates in this genre.
With just one tap on the app, you'll
A
find
lot of degenerates.
party supplies and over 700 balloon styles. Michaels, everything to celebrate anything.
Right? He did a video, and when I saw that, I said, I don't say that. I just have to say that, right? And my moral stands to this day. Like, my morals have not changed ever. You get Mikey, you get me exactly how I am right now, straight to the point, right? Straight the way it is. So, I was never in agreement with that.
That happens sometimes, man. Right? In war, you got different generals. And different generals have different tactics. Right? It's the same mission at hand, but different generals have different tactics. And they might not all agree on their tactics. Doesn't mean that they're on the wrong side. They're just different generals, man, with different tactics, trying to win the same war. So they might not agree on certain things, right? But it's the same team, just different tactics.
This cabron right here, he's saying some words that it's just a complete lie, I believe, but I mean, I could be wrong, but my intuition, which is usually right, 98% of the time.
What's going on, Joseph Mason?
He's talking about another YouTuber, and he's talking about another YouTuber's spouse, and allegations, right? Which, I mean, come on, this guy is a habitual liar. You can't believe this guy as far as you can throw this dirtbag, fucking Forrest Gump, beard, weirdo looking piece of shit, right?
You see,
But let me go ahead.
they all got the same similarities, man. Lies, 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 lies. All they do is lies. All these degenerate, despicable grifters in this prison YouTube genre channel, which is there's Mexicans, there's blacks, and there's whites. So it doesn't discriminate, man. Right? Being a degenerate comes in all sizes, forms, and colors. It doesn't discriminate. And as you can see, we're talking about one right now. And then we're going to move up to Detroit, and we're going to see the similarities of these grifters. Right now, this guy's being, as you can see, the Klansman, right? You can see the Klansman. So the similarities, let me play the video, man. Let somebody that can explain it a lot better than what I can explain it.
Play the video, and at least we'll be able to see the leaked text messages. All right, here it is. So here's one text message again. It was revealed, and it says this is coming from 730 Shooter. Okay, 730. He used to call himself again. And just look at him, okay? Hat backward. Thinks he's got some drip on his neck. Thinks he got a little white beater going on with some ink.
I never understood that, man. To be honest, man, I'm ashamed of my tattoos. I'm ashamed of it, man. Especially in the early 2000s when you came out of prison. Nowadays, you got cops, fire department, law enforcement, all sleeved up, all tatted up. So you don't even know if this guy's a cop or he's a criminal, right? But in the early 2000s, people would look at you, man, and you know, not really hire you, right? They didn't take you seriously. They took you as a criminal. You looked, right? So it was kind of something to be ashamed of, man, right? Every time you would go to a temp service, they look at you and you look at a place, man. Tattoos, first thing they think, criminal, right? And I never understood how these guys can, you know, be on YouTube with their shirts off, flexing. Like, I thought that majority of their watchers were females, right? I figured, man, who the fuck wants to watch two dudes shirtless, drinking beers, talking shit, right? I figured, man, it has to be nothing but chicks, right? No, I was fucking wrong. It's a lot of dudes. These dudes have a lot of groupies, male groupies. And it'll blow your mind out, man. Like, I'm watching two dudes shirtless talking nonsense. I don't know. I did that in prison, man. And I didn't do too much time. I did 2 years, man, right? I had enough of that shit around being partial naked with another man shooting the shit, right? And the Texas heat, you and your celly, 9 out of 10 times, man, are just in your boxers or shorts, man, right? And shoes. You got your boxer shorts on, double boxers, or just the shorts, and you got your shoes on, right? And it's just basically two dudes shooting the shit in a fucking cell, right? I've had that experience. I'm in the free world. I don't like watching two dudes shirtless. I don't even like taking off my shirt, right? But I had to do it to show one of these grifters, man, one of the degenerate content creators in this prison genre, by doxing me. I had to make a video, show my markings, like if I was proud to take off my shirt and show my tattoos, right?
Again, these are overgrown kids, very, very immature. These are people that stay stuck in a teenage mentality, even though they're almost 50 years old. Trust me, they're really boys. That's all they are. So 730 Shooter, I actually remember that on the contract with Tony, stories written by a current prisoner, and him, the one he burned me on, he signed it like that too, as well. He put his name, right, Leonard something, and then he put 730 Shooter. It was just, I thought that was funny, right? Because obviously he's still identifying with his neighborhood, which is the first 3 numbers. If you don't know, I'm not gonna disrespect the neighborhood, so fuck all that. I'm not doing that shit, so forget it. You have to find that out on your own. But he's interacting with someone and he's saying, gracias, brother. I highly appreciate you. And then the other person that he's dialoguing with, and I mean, I can guess who it is, but I don't want to because I don't want to put, next thing you know, they clip that shit. He was talking about this guy and all that. Trust me, no one wants to be associated with this fucking guy. Nobody. The other person is saying, no problem, bro. But you shouldn't have said that about Ele y su esposa, especially with no proof. Huh. This seems like a pattern. Will this guy put things out on the internet with no proof? I wonder if he would or not. We already know.
Fuck yeah, you don't shower in the fucking.
Put anything out
It's
on
called
the internet
showers.
for $1. Let's keep it going. All right, so he's talking on the side of his neck right there. All right, here we go. And then look, which is his picture right next to it, which again looks pretty bona fide in my opinion nowadays.
As you can see from the message, right? It says, man, look, that vato in that, it's a derogatory name, right? For a black person, right? That vato in that M word is a derogatory word for the black folks. So it's no different, right? Let Mikey explain it a little bit more, man, and I just, I'll give my 2 cents and my thoughts on the similarities on these grifters, man.
AI can definitely make text messages. I will say that. I just have to be fucking straight up with you. The AI can make text messages. I've heard, I don't know, but I've heard, right? If they can get a photo and make a video just by grabbing a photo and have that motherfucker on Epstein Island or whatever, they can make AI do anything nowadays, right? But I believe this is bona fide, man. Look, that vato and that, hell no, we ain't gonna say that word. We don't fucking say that word. Bro, he disrespected my jefito that's passed. I have no sympathy for them. Well, do you have proof of him doing that? Trolls make stuff up as well, the other person is saying. They have done that to you before. If that is what happened, I don't know. So he's claiming disrespect. So he's being disrespectful. But one thing is being disrespectful, right? Which you can disrespect a person and not show an inkling of a negative fucking character that's gonna put a jacket on you that can never come off of you. This jacket now that he has, which is a new jacket, right? The racista jacket, is a jacket he's never going to be able to shake. Because I'm certain even he knows, I know he's a pendejo baboso, but even he knows you can disrespect a person, but you ain't gotta start calling motherfuckers out on skin color. Once you do that, the true you comes out. So it says, I don't need it, bro. That triple OG cat hit me up saying he's gonna go hard on L. Do what you do, bro. I don't judge. But I'm just saying, that's messed up if you cause them to divorce. I can care less what him and that other person does. No disrespect.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
In his words, he has an issue with people of color. In his words, he has an issue with people that are African Americans. Those are his.
You see the similarities in this prison job, bro? You got this guy, this degenerate being racist, derogatory to the blacks on social media, right? And you got a Chicano, a Mexican, holding his so-called, I guess he's Mexican too, Leonard, or Skid, I don't know what he is, right? But he's holding him accountable, man. That way, it doesn't take a black man or a white man to come hold him accountable. Right? You see the similarities. The similarities on these degenerate, despicable grifters in this prison genre. Right? Right now, we're talking about this one guy. I think he's from California, Northern California. right? And then we're gonna go to Detroit, and then Boston, and then back to California.
Words. So I think Chemo is doing the righteous thing. Right here, he's just speaking at the side of his neck. Trust me, you don't want to hear what he says. He's a slick oil car salesman. He's just gonna fucking try to sell ice to an Eskimo. Anything he can for $1. I'm sure this motherfucker is waiting for me to pass away too. He can't wait till I'm off this earth, because then he's gonna fucking. And the last thing I want you to do, also, is imagine my ops fucking making a GoFundMe public service announcement. If I pass away and any of my ops do a GoFundMe, them motherfuckers are scamming you. So Chemo's doing the righteous thing. He says yard cleanup. And he's cleaning up a yada with this individual that came on YouTube, lied about his status, lied about everything, wants to become off as this overgrown kid that got it popping, thinks that's actually something that women. Okay, I might play this one because this is good right here. I might hold on. Let me go back. Okay. Just want to make sure that copyrighted music is not in there. Hold on. I'm gonna have to play this one. All right. Overgrown kids that think they got it popping. Okay, popping is a boy's word. That's not a man's word. Men don't care about getting it popping. Men care about taking care of their familia, setting up their families, setting up their children, spending time with their loved ones. Who looks at us is fucking, it's up to the internet. I mean, TikTok, IG, whoever looks at us, we really don't give a shit. But we don't care about getting it popping. Let me go ahead and play this video that's gonna end it at least. We'll have some audio on Chemo. All due respect. We'll play some audio on it. Here we go.
I'm no good. I'm no good. I'm no good.
All right. Shout out to Chicano Tube and Chemo Flicks. Now we're gonna come over here. You popped up that other doctor. On your documentary. Now, means produce a two. Really, man. I'm trying to find this real quick. This is one of the apologies, right? The video said, As far as well, I trolled all the time because when I put my feet out there, I tell you my don't this video, hold the video. So I apologize for my part in this. All right. So many times I apologize, but I'm trying to find the racist remarks, man. I think I was on the right video.
It'd be a whole.
Chewy believes all pets are exceptional, especially when you feed a pro plan backed by science.
Decide to risk asking about the initiation rite. Is
He's been watching it, everything. I'm not going to say what he said about it. I'm not going to say. I'm gonna let him speak. I'm gonna let him tell his truth, right? But this is how it's gonna go, though, right? He's saying that the only reason why he reached to me, the only reason why he reached out to me to tell his side of the story is because that guy, the dude that been doing the reaction videos, Cap One, whatever the dude's name is, he said that he died of HIV, and he said that Mark gave him HIV, and he said when his wife seen that video, she like, what is he talking about? So this is the reason why he's coming out, because that dude lied, and that's why I said the information of character is a mother, right? The information of character is a mother, so this is why many.
I get it.
So the similarities on the other degenerate runner, right? Putting false information out there to spin any kind of narrative he wants, right? Lies, deceit, degenerate, despicable, scumbag behavior, right? Anything for the dollar. Moral standards, beliefs, out the window. They will do some strange things for some, right? They have no morals, no boundaries, no lines they're willing to cross, right? The racist behavior.
decide to
a white guy pretty much has it hard. He'll be tested much quicker. Pretty much has it hard.
It's from the old schoolers
South, a white guy pretty much has it hard. He'll be tested much quicker. Black people. There's severe consequences for that. Prisons in the South, a white guy pretty much has it hard. He'll be tested much quicker. Black people. There was this guy who was here before. He was blood. And in Alabama, you know what I'm saying, a lot of places, you know what I'm saying, they don't believe in a white guy being blood. I had feelings for him, lust, even at the time that he was still playing, But I was acknowledging him as blood, So this guy in particular, he had we stepped down, you know what I'm saying, let it know I fucked up because he put all of us in a fucked up position. I made him feel like he was obligated.
A long day can be a lot longer when your dog has digestive upsets. Hill's Prescription Diet GI Nutrition helps support digestive upsets and other GI issues in as little as 24 hours, so you can both feel better.
Seasons change, and so does your style. At NFM, updating your space is easy. Check out fresh trends and new product drops all here and in stock. With endless options at great prices, you're sure to find that perfect piece. Big selection, big savings. NFM.
Yeah, all these characters, all these grifters, and these despicable, degenerate prison content creators in this prison genre channel, they all need to be categorized together, right? And that's why I'm working on my top 5, right? I'm gonna tell you the top 5, right? You got for the number 1, you got runner or dubbers. You can pick either one you want to be number 1, right? Number 2, either one, right? Whoever you want to be 1 or 2nd, they're both at the top of the list, right? And then you got 1090 fake, right? And then you add Dante Lamar Bell into that, right? These are 4 of the top 5 despicable, degenerate, grifters, liars, fakers, fugazis, phonies, fraudulent personas in the prison genre. And as you can see, we got a mixture, right? We got a mixture. We got Mexicans, we got blacks, and we got Caucasians. And you know what? That's what's the majority of prisons made out of, right? Those 3 categories: Mexicans, blacks, and whites. So it shouldn't surprise you that my top 5 include all the races, right? All the races. And they all have their similarities. Right now, we just, once again, shout out to Chicano Tube and Chemo's Flicks. We've seen the degenerate and despicable behavior and the racist behavior off of the runner. You've seen it for yourself. There's no denying it, right? If you want to turn a blind eye to it, like a lot of people do with the Mark Moore situation, when the next you, right? The line of saying, I have pictures of someone's wife, right? The similarities of Dante Lamar Bell. Look at all the fake interviews. Fake Betty the Cook. Rest in peace, David Mendenhall. All to spin the narrative of what? False lies, grifting, despicable, degenerate behavior. Right? And then you go back to the racist behavior, the racist antics, right? Just like Mikey said from Chicano Tube. Once you go racist on social media, maybe you start showing your true colors. Right? I wouldn't be surprised that Runner gets a lot of pushback from a lot of the blacks, for using that derogatory word on social media and using it in such hateful way. So when you got characters like Dante Lamar Bell speaking like this,
made him feel guilty. I made him feel like he was obligated to America.
You heard the derogatory word, right? One word can be so offensive, a derogatory, but this guy went on a whole rant, a whole statement, right? But you heard it from somebody like Mark Moore right now that says a white dude in Alabama prison has it rougher than a black inmate, right? And if you go back and you listen to what Brad Lucas went through at the hands of a black man, horrible, horrific, trauma, life, health care changing, right? According to the producer, Jonathan Schwartz. So all these bad apples, I'm not saying everybody that's gone to prison that's on YouTube is a bad apple, but these guys' messages are bad, right? Glorifying, idolizing it, talking about legends, right? You got another one, every single content is about homosexuality in prison, right? For somebody that's never been there, right? He's so infatuated of planting homosexuality in prison, right? That's sad, man, right? You got characters like Dante Lamar Bell still promoting division and racial, right? I have not once said anything online or even in comments disrespectful to anybody. Right? I've been pushed to the corner. And I've never said anything racial. Right? Especially towards a whole race, man. Because I'm not racist. I don't dictate people's on how I treat them or I feel about them based off their color of their skin. You can go back to my first videos when I started out with why would the 5 Deuce Hoovers whoop me, man? Right? I don't know any 5 Deuce Hoovers. Right? I have no business with them. Right? I have nothing to talk. So why would I have any any problems with any 5 Deuce Hoovers, man. Right? Tell me. All right? I haven't disrespected any kind of a criminal, prison, or street organization, right? Not like Dante Lamar Bell, the grifter, degenerate. But let him explain it to you a little more.
Made him feel guilty. I made him feel like he was obligated to me.
You did a good thing right there, man, by retracting your message, all right? Because now you're basically threatening me, and now I have to make a police report, all right? That somebody threw out there a gang organization to threaten me, right? That they'll beat my ass, all right? And I'm asking you why, all right? Why would anybody do me any harm, man? Why would any kind of gang do me any harm, man? Right? And I just showed you a video of a Mexican talking bad about the blacks, right? That it's not right. Am I saying anything? Am I speaking a different language? Am I being disrespectful? I'm bringing stuff to people's attention, man. Maybe they just don't know how disrespectful these other characters are. And if you let's see.
Inspection of the whole dome. So this guy in particular, the little white boy, like what? I walk him around there, really.
But are we in prison? I'm not in prison. Are you in prison? You're right, man. I grew up on Dallas, right? No, man, it's just I'm exposing these grifters, right? This guy, Dante Lamar Bell, is in the prison genre, right? Disrespecting the whites. Disrespectful, man. You can't just get on here and weaponize your platform or your channel, right? There's consequences for that. But a lot of these grifters and despicable and degenerate content creators in this prison genre, they have the habit of deleting videos, right? So you got to categorize them all, man, right? Because in prison, you have blacks, whites, and Mexicans. I seen a top 10 list of YouTube prison content creators, you know, like who's putting out the best prison genre. So I decided to take it upon myself that, hey, I'm going to find the top 5 most degenerate, despicable grifters in the prison genre. Shout out to Byron Blake, right, for exposing 1090 fake for who he really is, right? Photoshopping scars, snitching, you know, documents don't lie. Black and whites. And then you got a whole army behind on the necks of Gunners and Dubs. Right? There's an army behind them. And then I'm going to be on the back of this one. All right? This one's a racist, defamation of character, cyberbullying. And it's all self-explanatory, man. All right? Self-explanatory.
And what he did, man. And it was hard.
Hey, Vamsky. So if you feel some type of way when people are not really are who they say, then you shouldn't get mad, man. People are exposing people, man. All right. As you can see, I just named you 4 of the top despicable prison content creators on the prison genre channels. All right. You got Runner. You got Hubs. You got Dantea. You got 1090 Fake. These channels, they do more wrong than anything, man. They glorify, they idolize, and the bad thing about it, they don't tell the truth. Right? You got these guys not telling their true story. Hey, I'm no good, man. You know, but people still watch them. Hey, that's their choice, man. All right, that's their but you gotta call it out for what it is, man. Right? This prison genre, if you're not talking about prison reform, if you're not talking about how to make a change for, you know, parolees, you know, if you want to be in the prison genre, be a solution, man. Be an advocate. Work with the community. There's nothing wrong with being in the prison genre, man, as long as you're doing it for the right purposes. Right? With the good intentions. Right? My intentions, yes, man. I would have loved to blown up and done something for the kids, right? And most people are gonna say, maybe the kids are on YouTube. No shit, they're not on YouTube, right? The kids are back at the rec center where you used to be at, right? I can go back to my rec center and I guarantee you there's kids inside playing sports and there's kids around the corner behind the rec center probably getting high, right? It's the same stage of levels that I went through, right? Growing up, going to the rec center, playing board games, playing ping pong, playing basketball. As I started getting older, we started indulging in vices, right? So yes, you can help out the youth if you know where the youth are at. If you go back to your neighborhood, yes, and show them how to make legal money. That's the thing, man. But anybody that glorifies that shit, man, is evil. Because at the end of the day, man, Fleece has victims, man. People just don't want to, they're too ashamed of this shit, man. Right? A lot of these dudes were males, right? And they were most likely men, right? When they went in there. Probably had girlfriends, wives, kids. So when they got into an interaction with somebody like Mark Moore, Fleece Johnson, who wants to talk about it, man? And the reason I say that is because Brad Lucas, look at Brad Lucas, right? Brad Lucas said, man, I've been out of prison 6 months. I got a hot girl. I got a fox. If I can keep that from her and the rest of my family, they think I've been off at college for 4 years, right? So that tells you that Brad Lucas comes from a pretty decent background to where his family didn't see him for 4 years, and they thought he was in college, right? How blind and gullible can your family be to say my son or grandkid or my nephew is in college for 4 years? Well, that fits the perfect year, right? That's what the average college time is, right? 4 to 6 years. So, especially when you have family members in political offices, right? We don't know what Brad Lucas's dad is, right? We know his cousin is a mayor. So there, that's why I can see victims don't want to come out, right? We got a clear story from Brad, but he still doesn't want to come out. Right? That's the thing, man. Dante Lamar Bell tried to normalize the deviancy of one man, man. Right? For him to say, who cares?
Hard for me to deal with, it's hard for me to accept. Well, basically, I just made him feel guilty. I made him feel like he was obligated to me. Just couldn't see doing nothing like that. It more so even made me want to be there for them. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they were a weaker guy careers. You know, guys run over them and abuse them and dog them out. It made me want to step up, you know what I'm saying, and be like a shield for them. You know, they might test you with horse playing wrestling, you know what I'm saying? They might test you with little games like, you know, just playing games like, let me feel on, they might say something like, let me feel on your pussy or whatever and see how.
The yes man, at the time of that video being recorded, that yes man was ass up, face down, feet up, giggling.
how he respond to it. You know what I'm saying? And they might try it anyway, do it, and see what he do. You know what I'm saying? Once they does that, you know, if he don't show, you know what I'm saying, no real stand in, you know what I'm saying, then they'll wind up, you know, he'll wind up being a boy.
If you go against, you know,
Man, poor rest in peace, Mendenhall, man. When you question God, man, and you crying, you broken, man. When you're crying and you're questioning God, asking him why, you're a broken man. You're a broken man, man. You've reached your limit, man. Right? Because when you get to the point of questioning God, you don't know what to do, man. You need an answer. Just imagine what these poor white guys went through, man. I think the torture would have been hearing the screams or hearing the holler. I think that would have tormented me, man. All right, knowing that something just happened to somebody and you couldn't do nothing about it. It is, Joseph. It is, man. And that's the thing, that it starts from within, man. It starts from within the system. Right? Even if it has to take a criminal or a street gang to take over the prison system and become the most dominant, to start implementing new rules and, hey, this is what we're going to go do, and we're not having no more of that. But it's bad, man. Right? I'd be ignorant and tell you, man, you know, it's the black market, man. Right? There's always going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 of the white dudes that are willingly participating in and going along with it, man. Right? So it's never going to be a stop to it, man. It's sad to say, man. It's never gonna. You can try to put a stop to it, man, but there's always going to be willingly and participants that are going to do it on their own, man. All right. That's why you still have prostitution, right? Prostitution is still rampant because, hey, there's laws in place, but there's still people that are still going out there do it willingly. Right? Even through they know they're breaking the law. And that's the same thing with the prison of Alabama, man. They can try to correct it as much as they want, but it's always going to be those very few that is just going to corrupt the whole thing, and they're the ones that fuck it up for everybody else, right? Those 3, 4 ones that are willingly, submissively being dominated, it portrays the picture for every other white guy that's coming in there to prove the predators wrong, right? Because the predators, from the numbers in the pattern, every white dude that they come in, they've been able to break. Right, so they're like, hey, each white dude that comes in here, we're just gonna break them, right? They're all willingly and participating, right? But not every white guy wants to be turned out. But the ones that are making it so easy and willingly and not putting up a fight makes it worse for the ones that are coming in, right? That means that's why what putting in the work for your organization when you get somewhere, right? When you're outnumbered and you want to make a name for your organization, you go out there and you put in the work, man, right? Even if you're outnumbered, you go out there and you go out as a kamikaze, right? So next time they know that next time your fellow brothers or your fellow comrades come into that compound, or unit, they know, hey, the last one that came in here, man, he took, he went out, but he took out 1 or 2 of us. So let's be cautious about these guys, but the ones that don't do that, that get ran over, they make it harder and worse for the newcomers that are coming in, right? Because the hyenas and the wolves are going to see that every other white guy that comes in is prey, right? The last few ones that came in, they didn't make a stance, they didn't make a ruckus, they didn't do nothing. They just fell in line. Yeah, I seen the Alabama solution, man. If you seen it towards the end, did you see Mark Moore? Mark Moore was at the end of the documentary, man. Towards the end of the documentary, he came out. He came out towards the end of the documentary, man. And you can see, if you go back, it's the same clipping of when he's in the cubby. Right? So Mark Moore knows a lot more, man. Right? He knows that they filmed him in different prisons. Right? But that clipping of the cubby board, we seen it in the turned out documentary, so it was already pre-recorded. And that documentary, Alabama Solution, is actually kind of old, man. Right? A lot of their footage and stuff that happened like 4 or 5 years ago. So it's not really up to date, as you would say. Yeah, most of the stuff's still going on, in Alabama prison stuff. A lot of the stuff's still going on, man. A lot of it's still going on. And that's why. Yeah, man, but you also got to understand, just imagine being a guard, man, right? You're outnumbered. You see that these guys are eating themselves amongst themselves, right? You see all the predatory behavior that's going on around, right? You see as a guard, you're more privileged to see what's going on, man, because you're able to move around more, right? You have more authority to see, look, and search and see what's going on from unit to unit, man. Right? So as a guard, you're not babysitting no choir boys, right? You're visiting characters like Mark Moore, Big Ox, right? Characters of deviancy, right? Characters of if the guards have the mentality, let them off themselves off before they off us, right? And that's the mentality Warden Wise had, right? Warden Wise had the mentality of as long as they're doing it to themselves and they're not doing it to my guards, well, I kind of turn a blind eye to most of the stuff, right? Because you're picking the lesser evil of the two, right? I can either start implementing the law, and I can start putting my officers' life at jeopardy and at risk. Exactly, Alfredo. That's the thing, man. Mark Moore can be a very good advocate, man, for the prison genre, right? As him being one of the most notorious next to Fleece Johnson, because you got to categorize, man. If we're going to be based off notorious, Fleece is number one due to his notoriety. Boondocks. He's on platforms. Okay, he earns the number one spot, and then for being the number two notarized, right, and still being on social media, we don't know where Snowball's at, right? I don't know where Snowball. Snowball's from New Jersey. Right? I don't know where Snowball's at. Right? John Mongrel, I think John Mongrel passed away. Right? So if you look at the Booty Bandit, Notorious on social media, those would be the top 4, right? And maybe I'm missing somebody, right? Right? Those are the main corporates, right? You have Fleece, John Mongrel, Snowball, and Mark Moore, right? All characters that did documentaries. Right? 2 of them are still on social media. So Mark moves up to the number 2nd spot. Nah, man. In Texas, man, they're not gonna fuck. They're not gonna. It's Texas, man. They don't play with that shit, man. Right? Texas doesn't play with that shit. It doesn't say it doesn't go on. It does, man. But it's more on the hush. It's not so openly and. But as you can see, man, the similarities in these degenerate prison genre content creators, the similarities, man. They become degenerates. They try to normalize the deviancies, right? Of characters to fit their agenda. It's not to fit their agenda, man. It's just to align their pockets and fatten up their pockets, right? They lose their morals and values, and they just don't care. They just want the next monthly paycheck, man. The similarities. That guy Runners he sent one word, right? A derogatory word. And that's harmful, man, especially when you have a large following. I wonder how his black subscribers felt, man, right? Because I know out of those 100 and something thousand subscribers, man, there has to be some black subscribers in there that, tune into him. I wonder how they feel, right? And I want to know how the white guys.
Maybe what's your man wants, or however, then that's whenever you broke the rule. You went against it, and there's always going to be. From the old school, there's severe consequences for that.
For instance, in the South, a white guy pretty much has it hard. He'll be tested much quicker. Black people. And it was hard for me to deal, it was hard for me to accept. Well, basically I just made him feel guilty. I made him feel like he was obligated.
I've been practicing law for 30 years. I have said one phrase more than any other.
money to black people, man. Who gives a damn what a black man did to a white dude and money? Or for Latino people in Texas, when he money to black people, man. Who gives a damn what a black man did to a white dude and money? Or for Latino people in Texas, when he money to black people, man. Who gives a damn what a black man did to a white dude and money?
You see, that is more severe than just a text message, right? A text message, you really don't get how serious and how emotional that person sent that, right? You can see this guy's body language, his mannerisms. He's livid, right? He's expressing all that hate that he's been built up, right? I hate the white man, right? I've been hating the white man all of my life, right? I don't know, right? Some people, they grew up in households where they're racist, right? Racist towards whites, racist towards blacks, racist towards Mexicans. Racist doesn't discriminate, man. It's in every community, every culture, every race. Right? As you can hear from this guy, it hits different, man. Right? You're more understanding of what's the context. Well, the context is that sad to say, in the Alabama prison system, because here the context is that we're talking about Mark Moore and the victims of Mark Moore, right? And it happens to be that a lot of these victims were white. And they went through these horrific, traumatic experiences at the hands of Mark Moore, right? And if we all know this and come to the understanding it, why is there trying to be excuses or trying to normalize it by saying, speaking like that, having a loose tongue, and then being considered in the prison genre? That's a recipe for disaster, right? Disrespecting, racist towards any kind of race, especially in the prison genre. You must not know prison for you to talk so loosely and disrespect people. You have the habit of doxing, defaming people, cyberbullying. You're playing with fire, man. Being in the prison genre. All your content is about prison, homosexuality. So you are one of the top 5 most degenerate, despicable grifters on social media, preferably YouTube at the moment, right? You're one of the top 5. You've earned your place for comments and actions that you've done your own self.
Basically, I just made him feel guilty. I made him feel like he was obligated to me.
Latino people
Now you got to ask yourself, man, if you're a white guy and you've been to prison and you've been a victim or you witnessed your counterparts, how does that make you feel, man? Maybe at the time you were in prison and maybe politics or maybe getting yourself in trouble, maybe you couldn't speak up. But here on the social media platform, YouTube, we have what is called the freedom of speech, right? The First Amendment. As long as you're respectful, you don't even have to be respectful, man, but it helps, right? It helps with the least of cussing that you do, helps your video out, right? So it helps, right? And it's not being respectful towards it, but it's just you want your message out there and you don't want to be, cussing, and it doesn't help, right? How do you feel, man? For every white guy, either you've been in prison, out of prison, just as a society, man, to be ostracized and not have cared by characters of this, right? And it paints a bad picture, man. Just like I made the analogy of every white boy coming in, right? And then these guys assuming that every white guy that comes in is weak. No, right? And that's the same thing for with these guys. Am I saying that every black man is racist? No, right? I'm not saying every black man is racist. We're not speaking about every other black man. We're just speaking about these characters, right? And I know there's not, right? But I know each society, each race has racism in it, right? But when you come on social media and you blatantly disrespect, have no care or sympathy or empathy, for the next race, man. Because you're seeing it as a black, brown, and black instead of seeing it as a human thing, right or wrong. You're blinded by skin color instead of being open-minded to what's right and wrong. You know what's right and wrong, right? You know what's right and wrong. Right? But when you're in the prison genre, you're playing with fire, man. Right? You're playing with fire, being disrespectful to people, man. And you have to pick and choose on who you're disrespectful to, right? I haven't been disrespectful to anybody, man, to any kind of criminal organization, any kind of in or out of prison, right? Streetwise, nothing, man. Like I said, any criminal, active, non-active from the state of Texas is more than welcome to, hop on my platform, man. My platform's open to anybody from Texas. Anybody. I haven't chosen to alienate myself just to fit my narrative, right? When I talk about prison, I talk about my experience, what I witnessed, what I seen. I don't do it to glorify or idolize it. If I did, I would continue, making up stories or, trying to, talk myself up more than what I really am. No, right? I know people are interested in the prison genre, so I go find people that really live that life, that have credentials and really know them, and I try to give them a platform. Right? I still have, I have people waiting, man. They're locked up, and I don't want, you know what I mean? But once hopefully this new year coming up, man, I'll switch with the content that I want to do, which is document the Texas history, not from any from a biased perspective or glorifying or idolizing it. Nah, man, far from that. Right, but it just needs to be documented because, you know, to avoid any fraudulent people proclaiming that this and that, and, you know, because don't get me wrong, man, the prison genre can be real beneficial if it's really done right, right? There's certain channels that try, but they're like they're so ostracized because people like negativity, man. People don't want to listen to dudes that are working. They want to listen to the stories of a guy, you know, telling war stories, street stories. It's the need of wanting to be or relive it without getting in trouble, right? People like listening to people's demise or people's fuck ups. It excites them, gives them a few laughs, gives them the opportunity to pass judgment. Fucking idiot, right? Check this out. Look at this fucking idiot. But I still don't get being racist, man. Right? Especially when let's be real, man. Nobody in the chats would invite Mark Moore over, man. Nobody would sit there and smoke after him. Right? But if they told you, hey, we'll pay you $1,000 to sit next to Mark, who wouldn't? Who wouldn't, right? Who wouldn't lose their morals and their beliefs and put their health at risk and entertain the idea? I don't get it, man. I'm going to be putting my video together on the top 5. I got top 4 right now based off the scrutiny that they've been getting from other smaller channels, exposing them for what they are. Right? And since the YouTube yard is big and open, and in that yard you normally have the blacks on one side and the whites on one side and the Mexicans on one side, right? Each has a located area. And sometimes it pass cross, man. Right? And it just happens. My paths came across Dante Lamar Bell. Just like Brian Blake came across Mr. 1090 Fake. But you have to be careful on how you speak in the prison genre, man. You can't be disrespectful. You can't think you're bigger than the program. This is the similarities on these grifters, man. Be working on a compilation on the similarities on why these guys have become the scrutinies of many other people, right? On their shenanigans, right? Like I said, man, Gunner and Dubs, they got a whole army after them, man. They got so many people after them for their antics and shenanigans. And then you got Byron Blake on 1090. Some of the well-known in the prison genre And now you have the Detroit prison genre, right? For promoting and trying to normalize the deviancy of one man's actions, supporting male rape, cyberbullying, doxing, and defamation of one's characters, right? And I say characters because it's multiple people's, right? So the prison genre, right? When you say prison genre, it's everybody that's in that genre, right? There's a lot of people in that prison genre, man. A lot. Seems like every day there's new characters joining that prison genre. Some more vocal than others. Every day. Every day, man. Right? But you have to understand why people do it, right? Why am I doing it? Why? Because I've been doxxed, I've been defamed, I've been, they try to put a jacket on me. Who wouldn't, right? Who wouldn't? But the jacket of being a promoter of male rape, a promoter of racism, that's your own doing, man. And to think about it, that when you're in the prison genre and you promote what a lot of people despise in the prison genre, right? People despise self-admitted sexual deviants. Mark Moore's a self-admitted, man. You want to believe it or not, that's you. Right? For those that know he's telling the truth, well, you take it at face value. You know it is what it is. He did it. He's taking it to the grave unless Brad Lucas comes out. Or another victim. Because even like how Mark even told you, I wrote my victims' letters to apologize to them. Right? So if you condone and you accept that and you're okay and you with that type of behavior, there's something wrong with you, man. Then you're not good for the prison genre. Because the prison genre should be for to redeem yourself, man. To prevent the next youngster to go down that track, to either become a Mark or to become a Brad Lucas, right? A predator or a prey, because that's at the end of the day, that's all there's in prison, man. Right? You're either going to be a predator or a prey, right? And that's just the honest truth. So the prison genre can have a good effect on society, man. But it's polluted right now, right? It's upside down. Look at the content creator, 150,000. Imagine how his platform would have grown, man, as being the right speaker. But no, he wanted to make Mark Moore the next Fleece Johnson. He wanted to make him the next Fleece Johnson that he sunk to the lowest of the low, right? Defaming people's character, and he was knowingly and willingly a participant in it, right? Yes, I'm a public figure, right? I'm open up to scrutiny, but I'm open up to truth scrutiny, not false, right? And then when you double down on why you were racist, and that's because the guards were mean to you, right? And when you were asked to, try to clean up the mess of this statement of why you feel this way.
It's here, the Party Shop at Michael's Balloon Bar. Choose from over 700 balloon styles and free helium on select styles. Celebrating is easier than ever. Michael's, everything to celebrate anything.
What a black man did to a white dog.
See, when he was asked, man, why do you feel this way, man? His explanation was the guards were mean to me. So I hated the white race. Because the guard was doing his job. Look at the Alabama Solution guards. You think they care? Right? So put your situation, regardless if you're a black guard, white guard, Mexican guard, pink guard, purple guard, you're all going through the same emotional and physical stress on a daily basis, working in a prison environment. Right? Regardless, the stress and the physical stress of working in an environment takes its toll on a black, white, a Mexican, pink, purple. So the treatment that the guard gave you for not giving you, I don't know what you wanted to get tucked in bed, that's why you don't care or have any sympathy or empathy to make you feel and say that you don't care what happens to the next race in prison at the hands of a black man. The only reason I can understand that, or not even understand it, but try to make a reasoning of it, is because you're colorblind, man. You're stuck to your color. You're gonna stick with your kind regardless, wrong or right, and that's wrong. Right? You should be able to hold your own accountable before somebody from an outside comes and holds your own accountable, right? You think I would be here right now if you were holding your own accountable? We wouldn't be having this conversation, man, right? You want to be in the prison genre so bad. But if you would hold your own accountable for the deviancy that he was doing, and then after you did it, you still wanted to decide to rock with them, hey, cool, that's you. But you wanted to normalize the deviancy, right? You wanted to make it seem that everything that he did was okay, right? Because it didn't happen to you. It happened to the white guys. And deep down, you hate the white race. For whatever reason, right? It has to be more than just a guard being mean to you, right? Somewhere that racial got embedded at a young age, right? You're just hell-bent on hating the white man, right? So when the white man gets hurt, instead of saying you need help, your mentality is, hey, that's what he deserves, right? For no reason, not knowing him. Instead of saying, man, that's just the human being that just got hurt, man. Maybe I go over there and help him. But it's a deeper, right? That racial hate that you carry inside, the way you hate me, a Mexican, the way you hate the whites, you feel superior, right? And this right here is a perfect example of your true character. It's sad, man, that these guys use their platform to weaponize it and, defame and create division. The question is all the people, all the whites that rock with this dude and listen to him and up in his nuts, that like getting abused, why don't y'all hold him accountable for his racist remarks, man? But playing with fire, being in the prison genre and being so disrespectful, it's not good, man. especially when you don't even put a name on it, right? Can you imagine that? I know who's caused all my emotional distress, and I can't even eat or sleep. Nightmares. Extreme severe, right? My anxiety has skyrocketed. My paranoia, my depression. The only thing that helps is venting. When I come on here and I do these lives to combat my defamation of character and vent. This helps, but at the same time, I'm still kind of traumatized, man, right? Because YouTube was weaponized against me, and I have trauma, man, right? But this helps, man. It helps my mental health. If my mental health is, somewhat good, it helps my physical health. Stress, can kill me. Gives me severe flare-ups, shingles, extreme bowel movements. Like my anxiety gets me to feel like I'm doing a crime. So my joints and my body tense up. My digestive system is off. It's just bubbling, right? Like an ulcer. So yes, man, I've been affected, right? So by me doing my videos, in my lazy boy, in my recliner, laying down, why not, man? Why not? Right? It's all for the better of my mental health. If I could come on here and defend my character and at the same time scrutinize what needs to be scrutinized, then I'm doing society a favor, man. Y'all have a good one, man, and we'll see down the road, depending on how I feel. Y'all enjoy y'all's weekend, man. Enjoy a football Sunday and enjoy it with the kids or grandkids, man. Get off of YouTube. Once I get off, I try, man, but the emotional distress just eats me, and I have to vent before I self-mutilate myself or something like that, on those grounds, and harm myself by punching a wall or anything like that, right? Go outside and punching a tree. So don't want to put myself in any kind of bad mental state of mind, right? So when the trauma, gets to me, I have to vent, this is why I do my videos, right? As you can see that I do most of my videos in the morning, man, because, I can't sleep and I just want to get it off my chest so I can, try to live a normal life without the trauma. But then when I try, just, my anxiety and my paranoia kicks in to where it's a revolving door, man. Right? And what are people going to say? Well, yeah, you need to get off social media. No, why should I be bullied off to something that is, was meant to helping me out in the beginning, and to people weaponized it? Being social with people. Y'all have a good one, man. Enjoy y'all's football game. And one more time for the road, man. Y'all have a good one. Y'all take care, man.